We'll see. In this West Coast offense, we'll see what it is. And that's another thing. The West Coast offense, what does it mean? Will the quarterback be able to finally adjust to what they're doing? When you look at Dak Prescott, it's quarterback change. Quarterback coach change, offense coordinator change, head coach change. There's so much change that happens around Dak Prescott. And then you wonder why things don't matriculate and results at the end of the year. And some of it's his fault, but a lot of it is other people's fault. And now that they're in the West Coast offense, this is a staple of what, like I said earlier, who Mike McCarthy is, who's Freaky Mike. That's what I call him. Who Freaky Mike is. This is a staple that he's run his whole life. And so we'll see. We'll see what that looks like. Because you hear the quarterback talk about it all the time. He said, well, what makes this West Coast or Texas Coast offense different? He talks about, well, one of the things that, this is Dak Prescott, one of the things that we worked on this offseason is timing, fully understanding. I laughed at that too. I don't know if that's a subtle shot, pew, 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 at Kellen Moore, of having an understanding of where guys are supposed to be. It's the National Football League. What you mean they don't know where they're supposed to be? This ain't at Dak. This is at whoever the hell is in charge. Guys don't know where they're supposed to be. Guys don't know when they're supposed to be there. Guys don't know when they're supposed to get their depths. Guys don't know where they're at in the progression. What the hell are we doing? This is the National Professional Football League. So they spent all this time in the offseason now with this Texas Coast offense, and they're saying, well, we understand now. Now. We know where we're supposed to be. We know where we're supposed to be going. And that's going to be crucial. Crucial, because unlike what Dak has played in the last couple years, and you can call it the number systems, the Air Coryell offense, it's been around. It's been around for a long time. And one of the issues that I saw that this offense had last year, and while teams had no problem being able to defend them, and those teams that had really good defenses that they had to face, the Niners and such, all the Niners were saying was, we're just going to play zone. We're going to play zone. We're going to rush 4. We're going to rush 5. And then you're going to run that same simplistic offense. And you're going to keep trying to run these man routes. These routes that are designed for when it be one-on-one coverage, right into our zone. And we're going to just read the quarterback eyes and pounce and jump them. And you'll have some success. You'll complete some passes. But we'll keep the game close. We'll be within 3, within 7. And our time will come. There'll be a drop. There'll be a tip pass. There'll be an incompletion. There'll be a sack. There'll be a hurry. And then you'll get to a definite passing situation. And because, like I said earlier, any and every offensive coordinator, offensive coach, or defensive coordinator, defensive coach, they have a foundation of who they are. They have a set of plays of who they are. They have an offense or a defense of who they are, of what they like, of when they want to run it. And a lot of times it's known. But what happens is your Jimmies and Joes are a little bit better than their Jimmies and Joes. So the X's and O's don't really matter. They can know what's coming, but can you stop it? And when you don't have the ability to do so, when their Jimmies and Joes on defense is better than some of the Jimmies and Joes on your offense, and your X's and O's aren't significant enough to beat their X's and O's, they win. They win. And you saw that with the Niners 2 years in a row. We'll keep the game tight. We'll keep it close. We don't have to have the greatest quarterback in the world. We have a really good defense. And we'll just keep the game within the puncher's chance. And then we'll wait till you fail. We'll bait you into failing. And I'm not a Dak Prescott hater. I think Dak Prescott is exceptional. I think Dak Prescott is one of the most mentally tough, resilient, incredible human beings that is walking the face of this earth. I do. With everything that he has been through. Mom passing from cancer. His mental health battles. I am a mental health advocate. I am a mental health battler. Losing his brother to suicide. The onslaught of criticism that he gets. Some deserving, some not. The unfair, unbalanced scrutiny that he gets from the national media. The clickbait from those media pundits, those media personalities. Who Dak Prescott is as a quarterback, really good. Not elite. Not elite. That's a category reserved for select few. And honestly, if your team is coached right, if your team is prepared right in certain situations, in certain manners, you don't actually always need the elite. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get Jay Holley wrong. I want an elite. Elites are good. Elites cover up a lot of mistakes. You think it's hard for Andy Reid to coach? No. When you got elite, when you got Patrick Mahomes, I watch Mike McCarthy take those Green Bay teams year in and year out. Remember, they lined up Ty Montgomery at running back. Number 88. And they were successful. You know why? They had a bad man over there. They had a bad ayahuasca, whatever he was sniffing or smoking or dark room dungeoning out. He's a bad dude. Hey, Aaron, when you elite, things are different. You're able to do things differently. You don't need everything to be everything because they make up for it. I'm all for quarterback friendly. I'm all for quarterback weapons. But we've come to the point now where Dak, he has to take this team to the next step. And in this West Coast, and I want to break the West Coast offense down a little bit. And I got my notes because I'm just not going to just tell y'all what I know. I never played quarterback before. So it's always good to have notes. And it's always good to be able to reach out to people and have relationships. Relationships are good, people. It ain't always about money. It ain't always about what can you get from it. Sometimes the relationship is further and grows further than the money could ever take you. When people say, you know what, I actually like that person. I like that dude. I like that girl. I'm going to help them. So I have relationships. So I reached out to a couple of people in my relationship circle. No orgies, just relationships. And I asked two former NFL quarterbacks. I asked an offensive coordinator at the collegiate level about this West Coast offense. And I took their answers because I wanted 5 keys. And I said this to all of them. I said, I need 5 keys or 5 winning principles to the West Coast offense from the quarterback position and how this impacts who Dak is, how this impacts how this offense will work. And I took all the information, I gathered it up, and a lot of them said some of the same things, give or take a word or two, but kind of gave me this list, 5. I asked for 5 keys or winning principles when it came to the quarterback perspective in the West Coast offense and how this will fit to Dak Prescott. And you've heard him say in many interviews, this offense is tied to my feet. The West Coast offense is a quick hitting offense. The West Coast offense is an offense that gets the ball out rapido, fast. Gets the ball to playmakers in space. They have to have that. The timing has to be there. From what they said last year was people didn't know where to be, when to be, how to be. That was the central focus this offseason offensively for this team. And so the keys that I got from these quarterbacks, offensive coordinators that are have ran the West Coast offense. Key number 1 is being able to count to 4. The whole system is pretty much progression reads. 1, 2, 3, 4. When the quarterback gets to the line of scrimmage, being able to see what's happening, but also know what does my progression says. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Number 2, short game accuracy. The system is based on quick to intermediate passing game. The ball comes out quick. Slants. You're going to see a lot of slant combinations. You're going to see a lot of flat routes. You're going to see a lot of quick hitting to intermediate. The ball comes out quickly. What does that mean? You got to be able to get to your spots. You have to be able to recognize as a receiver, when I line up, is it man, is it zone? Where are their drops going to be? How can I be quarterback friendly? How can I get to the space of open areas so that quarterback can see my numbers and deliver the ball to me right now? Because it's short game accuracy. Quarterback, your feet have to be right. This is the part when Dak talks about my feet. When the ball has to come out quick, it's not the arm strength. This is not power. This is not power. We're not talking about throwing the ball 60, 70 yards on the knee. We're talking about accuracy. That's mechanical. Are my feet, my eyes, my hips, my shoulders, are all those things in line? One of the greatest things that I've ever got a chance to witness during my time in New England, I set a locker over from the great Tom Brady. It was Tom Brady, it was Deion Branch, and it was your boy Jay Holley. He's the football god. I touched the hem of his garment. That's biblical, right? I touched his garment. It was in the same, I breathe the same air that Tom Brady breathed. He sweat on me. And every day at the end of practice, we would get back to the locker room, and Tom Brady would have a chair. And in this chair, it was like a throne. No, I'm lying. It was a simple chair. And in this throne of a chair that the god of football, arguably the best quarterback to ever strap on a jock strap, the best quarterback to ever put his hands under the nuts of another man, Tom Brady. Every day in this chair, there were a couple things. There were tape cutters. He wore those big blocky cleats, and they always taped his cleats up and his ankles up. There was a towel. Yes, the God sweated. Believe it or not, the God sweat. There was a chocolate milk the God was parched. Though he walked on water, he drank chocolate milk. And there was an iPad. The God liked to watch Netflix. No, he didn't watch Netflix. But there was a tape cutter, there was a towel, there was a chocolate milk, and there was an iPad. Every single day, we get out of practice. Practice is over. You do your little after practice work. You get back inside. Boom. Every single day, clockwork. That was in his chair. The only one. So day after day after day of training camp, I'm saying, damn, what is he watching on this iPad? Because at the end of training camp, at the end of practice and training camp, you practice, you go in, there's time allotted for you to shower, if there's media obligations, to eat, and then you then go and review the film you just got finished practicing. And then after that film is reviewed, you start your progress for tomorrow's install. So every day after practice, what is he watching? What is he looking at? So one day, curiosity got the cat. And I said, I'm just going to go over there and ask him. So I go over there, he's sitting in his locker, and I go, T. He says, what's up, peasant? No, he didn't say that to me. He did call me, no, he never called me a peasant. I wouldn't have played that. The guy would have got punched in the face. And they cut me anyway, but they would have cut me faster. But I'd have got my lick in. But no, I went and I asked Tom, I said, bro, what are you watching? We just got off the practice field. We're about to eat and go watch practice. What are you watching? And he said, come here, Jess. Sit at the right hand of God. And so I sat. And he showed me his iPad. And in this iPad, it was a camera. The camera angle wasn't from the top, wasn't from the side, wasn't from the front. Excuse me. This camera angle was from the back. And it was just on him. It didn't show the rest of the play. It didn't show it. It was just on him. And in that he said to me, here's what I want you to see. He goes, every single day, I want to make sure that my feet, my head, my shoulders match up with the throw. If I'm taking a 3-step drop, is my 3-step where it's supposed to be? Am I stepping in the bucket? Am I overstepping? Am I overreaching? Is my base solid? If I want to go right, did I look the safety off left? Are my shoulders and hips open properly? It was like head, shoulders, knees, and toes of this progression. And the Patriots run a semblance of the West Coast offense. And so Tom was talking about his feet. And you hear Dak talk about his feet, his head, his shoulders. All of that matters in this short, quick, precise passing game. Because the thing that you have to realize, when you go into the short, accurate, precise, intermediate to short passing game is a lot of people around. Linebackers, safeties, cornerbacks, everybody's in that box when you're talking about short to intermediate. So if you're off, you might throw it to the wrong person. If you're high or behind, it gets tipped. And it's not like it's 40 yards down the field. Well, it's maybe just your receiver and the cornerback, maybe a safety coming over late. There's people all around. There's defensive ends that are retracing their steps, getting back into the play. There's linebackers all around. There's nickelbacks, there's dimes, there's corners, there's safeties that are all around. So the accuracy needs to be precise because those windows open and they close. And if you're off because your feet are not right or your shoulders are not right, and you're overstepping, you're overthrown, now that ball sails, it's tipped and it's intercepted. So the second part was that you had to have accuracy, short game accuracy, system based on quick to intermediate passing game. Third thing was great play action ball handler. I watch Aaron Rodgers, one of my favorite players. I played with Tom Brady. And when you watch them carry out of a fake, show you the ball, like it's a play action, it's running back, and pull it away, give you the fake hand, the ball still tucked away. Because I want that linebacker to think run. Take a step up, half a step. I got him. I want that DB to freeze. I got him. So I have to make sure that my now you see me, now you don't ball handling is where it's supposed to be. That is a part of the process. That is a part of what the West Coast offense is. Can Dak be a good ball handler? Can he show? Can he show the ball like he's handing it off and then take it away? Can he show the hand? Number 4 was accurate throwing on the run. A lot of nakeds, a lot of boots, a lot of sprint outs. We used to have a play called the Jerry Rice play. It was a quick out. Quarterback's rolling to his right. Now, for the fortunate thing for the Cowboys is Dak's a pretty good thrower on the run. So having the naked bootlegs, having the sprint outs, having the things where Dak is being able to roll out to his strong arm and deliver the football, great. Great. Hence why you got guys like Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, CeeDee Lamb, Kevontae Turpin, guys who got speed, guys who can work well in space, because we want to get it to you right now. Long handoffs, we call them sometimes. So being able to have the ball on the move, throwing on the move, offense aligned, moving with the passing, that's going to be important. And then the 5th thing was having a high school acumen when it comes down to understanding protections. There's some hot reads in this system. Just being able to understand what you see. Dak Prescott's going into his 8th year as an NFL quarterback. He damn well better be able to go to the line and decipher what coverage it is. Now, that's from the quarterback position. Don't miss the part when we talk about hot routes. That a hot route is the equivalent of they are bringing, okay, what is my protection? Is my protection a 5-man protection? That means 5 offensive linemen, center, 2 guards, 2 tackles. Do I have a 6-man protection? It's a tight end in the game. Right? Do I have a 7-man protection? Backs now added into that. Another tight end is added to that. Right? Do I have max protection? That's everybody. That's 2 tight ends. That's back. Everybody blocking up. Because the hots and the sights come off that. If I have a simple 5-man protection, center, 2 guards, 2 tackles, but they're bringing 6 defenders, guess what? Someone's now hot. Someone, receiver, tight end, back, someone now becomes a hot route. That means the alarm going off. It's coming out right now. We don't have enough. They got more than we can block. If it's 6 defenders, 6 offensive, 5 offensive linemen and tight end, cool. But they bring 7. We hot. So being able for the quarterback to come to the line of scrimmage to recognize here is our protection. 5-man, 6-man, 7-man protection. But also for your receivers and for your backs. This is the communication part that is necessary. Dak can't see that it's 6-man. It's a 6-man protection, and the receiver doesn't, because Dak's gonna say, "We got 6, they bring in 7, somebody's hot." And if he sees it and they don't see it, and he throws it hot, it's probably gonna go to a guy in the wrong jersey. Sidebar, this is why I want these guys to play a little bit of preseason. Not a lot. Not a lot. You don't have the live practices. And in practice, even when you throw a pick, it doesn't really have the same consequence. This does in a game. Especially the first quarter, couple series, maybe 2, 3. It's so that we can see that. So that we can see those scenarios happen in real time. And sometimes you'll see a quarterback and he'll go thumbs up. You're telling the receiver, you good. You ain't hot. But sometimes I need to be able to look out there to Brandon Cooks, to CD, to whoever, and kind of give them that, or the eyes. You see what I see. Do you see what I see? It's going to be important. So those are some of the tips that I got from an offensive coordinator, 2 quarterbacks. 1, being able to count to 4. The system is a pretty much progression reads. 2, short game accuracy system based on quick to intermediate passing. Great play action ball handler. When you want to take those shots down the field, got to have great play action ball handling. Number 4, accurate throwing on the run. A lot of nakeds, boots, and sprints. And when you hit naked, that just means the quarterback is kind of rolling out by itself. There's no blockers. That's a naked. This is exactly what it sounds. Booty, butt, ball, naked. Boots, he'll have a tight end. Sometimes they'll kind of swing a guard or tackle back out to have that one guy in front of him. And sprints are just coming right now. Boom. And then 5, a high school acumen when it comes to understanding protections. There are some hot reads in this system. So we'll see. We'll see. If Dak, if Freaky Mike, if Brian Schottenheimer, and the rest of the crew, if they have this West Coast, Texas Coast offense down to a key. But I'd like to see them play a little preseason together. I want to see it. I want to see it. It's going to be important. So, but this is a big year. This is probably, I know we always sometimes, we get a little bit outstretched with the things that we say when it comes to a season. This is all year. This is all year. No, this is a big year though. This is a big year for the Cowboys. This is a big year for what they have to accomplish. Because they're coming to that point in time where all these contracts are starting to catch up. Players are getting older. Coaches may be leaving. Things just don't, and I said this before, we'll get more into it later on. The division is getting better. See, before a long time, it was just Cowboys, Eagles. Giants are better, ladies and gentlemen. The Commanders are better, ladies and gentlemen. The Giants, the Eagles, well, hell, no, they are. We're going from the NFC least to the NFC beast. It's going to be a knockdown, drag out of what this conference can be. Look across the league. Make your own list. I'm going to do it. Make your own list. We'll talk about it sometime later on. Look at the top defensive linemen in all of football. Nose tackle, guards, rush ends, defensive ends. Look at them. Your number one probably starts with Aaron Donald, if you're doing a league across the league. Then you go Micah Parsons. Then you go Payne. And I mean, you the NFC is in the top 10. There's a bunch of spots in the top 10. From the Giants to the Commanders to the Eagles. It's going to be a knockdown, drag out for 6 games. Woo. Whew. You better bring your hard hat. That's for us. That's for other teams because we not, the Cowboys aren't slouches up front defensively, but neither is the rest of these jokers. And our line is getting older. It has some young pieces. It has some strong pieces, but it has some weak spots. We'll see.